Most of the things I put out before this video have revolved around me drawing other people's original characters, so today I decided I would change the formula, draw some stuff out of random objects. This video took me 4 months to make because I recorded a bunch of the speed paints and then forgot about them and had to redraw most of them because they weren't very good by my standards anymore, so this is what happens when you don't get your act together. And first of all, this is probably my personal favourite. This is the Screw Lady. And I came up with this one while I was trying to sleep, which, strangely enough, I do that with most of my character designs. Okay, I say strangely enough, maybe it's not strangely enough, and that's a normal experience for artists, but I don't talk to very many artists because I'm an antisocial weirdo. So this is the one that changed the most between the 4 months that I drew the two. Like, that hand, it was originally just 2 big screw hands, but I wanted to make it 1 screw hand and 1 regular hand so that she could pick stuff up, but I ended up going and changing that anyway, so it's 2 screw hands again, and this time I gave her 2 legs, but I might revert that change when I draw her again. And it took me a while to decide on what I wanted for that dress because I decided I would just jump straight into line art after deciding the pose for some strange reason. And yeah, there's me changing the hand back because, let's be honest, it just looks way better. And that hair, I like having it as the bun with all the nails stuck into it. Like, on the speed paint, it shows it as like a collection of rusty nails in there, but I did go back and change that to be just actual hair, because it does look way better, and I remember to do a background on this one. I'm getting better at remembering to do those and wanting to do those. Shading on that toolbox is terrible, but let's just be glad that that's been covered up by the character, because and I really like the shading on this one. I think it's really good. Like, I picked some good colours for the skin this time, and I'm getting better at doing these highlights as well, like, instead of just being splotches in kind of random spots after me filling in the dark bits. Like, it's actually done better this time. I did them in a different order, and I think it really paid off. So yeah, I think that's all I gotta say on this one. So I am gonna say though that after the last video, Plush Jcan decided she was gonna give me the revenge, and she did draw fan art of this one, which is kind of what encouraged me to go and redraw these for to actually release this video. So thank you, you have brought this back into the light and gave me content. I like content. So here's that picture. Hopefully I'm allowed to show that. I didn't actually ask, so maybe I should have, but yeah. So here it is. I am quite proud of this one, especially compared to the last one. I didn't talk about the pose very much when I was doing the speed paint there, but I think the pose is way more interesting, and I did go and blur the background there. I'm not really sure if I should have done that, but I think it does work. Also, I changed the hair to look more like hair instead of collection of rusty nails, which it was originally going to be, but then I decided it was better off as hair, so I did that. I think this one looks a lot more human than the last design, but I think that's better. Right, and straight on to the next one. This one I almost forgot to record, that's why there's the sketch there right at the beginning, yeah. But this is Bread. I put out a post out a while ago asking if I should make sentient bread, and this is what I came up with. He took 15 minutes to draw. The recording's 15 minutes, so yeah. I think this is actually still quicker than the last one, and I think it is better than the last one, so I don't know what happened there. Clearly the last one was not very good. This time I tried to draw him like on a chopping board, that's why I'm doing all these lines that look kind of weird, but yeah. I made him dressed up in a kilt and that, because if you ever seen this tin of shortbread, Walker shortbread, it got a tartan design on it, so I decided that because he is bread, he gets it. Maybe if he was shortbread it would make a bit more sense, but he's not, so well done me. So this one I think is still better than the last one, as I said, but this is the other one that I drew 4 months ago and then redrew today. Or not today, but you're seeing it today, so like, where it's in. I quite like the shading on this one again. I'm still I'm doing better with the shading now. it's better, and yeah, I don't really have very much to say on this one. He's sentient bread, what he does. Alright, here he is. I don't know what I was doing with the lighting on that kilt. It looks really, really weird. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, what I neglected to mention is that this is sentient bread dough, not the bread itself. But yeah, my original idea was that he's like bread proving, so that he continuously gets bigger until you punch him, and then he just goes all the way back down. But I actually don't have very much lore for like any of the characters here, so I'm all ears when it comes to that. So if you have any suggestions, please leave them down below. I would be very interested to hear your ideas, and I mean, they're better than what I've got, because I've got nothing, so yeah. Alright, this is one of the ones that I did 4 months ago that I didn't redraw because I don't remember drawing it very fondly. I hate this one. I hate it with a burning passion. It is only here for a participation award, and because 4 was a nice number. Anyway, this is the snowman. He lives outside people's houses, and he stands there. That's what he does. And this is one of the earlier ones where I tried to draw a background, and let's just say I wasn't very good at it. I don't know if I am very good at it yet, but like, it looks so off. I don't know what's wrong with it. And then, yeah, I don't know. And apparently I just cannot colour at the moment. Actually, maybe that was intentional, but yeah, the bucket, I didn't know the tolerance tricks or anything because this was ages ago. Yeah, I don't know what I was doing. I didn't even like make line art for anything really. It's just kind of cleaned up sketches and then all the colouring. And yeah, I tried to have this window effect. It didn't look like a window. It didn't. I don't even know what what I'm doing here. This is just so bad. Okay, saying that, like, all I'm doing is complaining, but like, everything else was going way too good before this, so I needed a little break where I can just shout at this and say that it's awful and I hate it. And this is exactly the drawing I was looking for to say that kind of thing. Okay, so this one wasn't as bad as I'm rambling on about it, but like even 4 months ago, I don't think this was my usual standard, and with a melted looking human body figure, I still think that the bread drawings achieved that better. Yeah, I just don't like this one, and I didn't like drawing it. And on to something slightly more positive, this is a lighthouse. I decided I would do that, so my idea for this is it would be standing in place and it would command these army of boats by pointing with these big cloudy arms. I thought that would be an interesting idea for one, so I decided I'd do that. Not really sure what these boats are really supposed to do or anything, but that's for you to decide, I suppose. And I did this drawing in a really weird order. I did the background and I coloured it and everything before I even started on doing the line art for the characters. So that was a dumb thing. Maybe it was a smart thing. I don't know. I did the boring bit first and I did the fun bit at the end. So I ended on a high note. Yes, that's kind of good. I also used the blend tool for the first time in a while. I'm probably not going to use this process again because it's very convoluted in that. I'm really not sure. Yeah, I wasn't sure for a lot of this character's design. I even tried to give it a face at one point, and when I zoomed out, it just did not look right at all. So I ended up getting rid of it because it was absolutely disgusting. Like, the closest thing I can compare it to is giving a cartoon character human lips or something. I decided for the colours of this one, instead of doing a red and white one, I would instead make it look like the style ones. So it's the colour of a cardboard tube now, so that's fun. Filled in that glass using a lower opacity, and hopefully that actually looks like glass this time. My last glass effect didn't go too well, but I think this one looks a bit better, so yeah, it's amazing what 4 months can do to a drawing. But I decided to be very lazy with these boats, and I just kind of did one and then duplicated it 3 times, so the lighting's not perfect, but we'll ignore that. And for the shading of the lighthouse, I just did my usual flat color shading, but then I decided to switch it up on the arms and then do the blending because I decided backgrounds and the clouds are blended, so I might as well blend the ones on the foreground. I think it might mix together a bit too much, but they were different colors, so I think it's fine. Alright, so here's the lighthouse in all of its glory. I think this one is okay. Like, it's not what I usually draw. I normally just draw humanoid figures or something that looks like that, which tends to be what ends up coming out well. So I think for a change, this one is alright, but I think the first one was still the best one of the bunch. And that is all of them. I hope you enjoyed this, and please do tell me your favourite one in the comments. There's engagement in that, so my personal favourite was the screw one. I think all the other ones did not turn out nearly as well, so yeah, that's something. Anyway, if you would like to watch the bloopers, you can watch on, and if you do not, then I will see you in the next one, hopefully. And first today is it's someone. Okay, once again, I've changed the mode of it. I don't know which mode's which anymore, so we're just because it's tall and it has a light in its house. Did you know that? Okay, this time I drank water, so maybe I should actually sound better this time because microphone is fine. It's just right, making sure everything is in order before I start recording, and then realize that all my footage is awful. The evil lighthouse guy, I forgot to speed up the speed paint. Whoops, that was clever of me. Anatomically correct thing. So yeah, I'm gonna re-record that. A lot of the videos on my channel revolve around me drawing other people's original characters, so I decided today I would draw some of my own. But I can't be simple about this and draw the ones I already have. Can I stop saying decided? No, maybe send the line right. Okay, once again, I've changed the mode of it. I don't know which mode's which anymore. Why is this the one I'm struggling on? This is me complaining about a melted snowman.